Don't you believe that because the programming that we got from Khutbat al-Jum'ah is just only one-way communication, so most of the Muslim scholars or Du'aat, they just only focus on giving lectures, and I don't see many Da'iya opening a Q&A question and handling people like what you're doing, so and it's very effective. So how can we change that?
This is because I believe that even most of this religious speaker, whichever religion they belong to, when they give answers, it is not satisfying. So giving a lecture is safer, at least I've said your point. In the question answer session, you come to know how deep in water is the speaker. So I would suggest myself that if the speaker is not well versed in handling question answer session, you should not handle it.
And did you have that capability from the beginning, or you developed that capability?
Yes, that's one thing which from childhood people used to tell me, that ذاكر is a very good debater. And it was my habit to debate, and there were many times that I could choose a point which is wrong and yet prove it right. So in the training program, that if you're a good debater, you can do that. So I had this skill, but it was just used for normal day-to-day life, not for dawah. So when I got involved in the field of dawah, I used that skill, and that helped me a lot, mashallah, to prove the point logically. So when you put the Islamic point with reason and logic, that's the reason many of the non-Muslims, when they hear my speeches, mashallah, they get impressed and they agree with it, and many of them accept Islam. Allah gives that to them.
So do you suggest for any da'i that he tests himself in Q&A sessions, even with small audiences, just to test himself to see if he can develop that capability and if he got it?
He should train himself. And there's a way you can train. We have a dawah training program in Bombay for approximately 45 to 50 days, where we just had it about 4 months back. Where we called 20 students from 12 different countries. One from UK, one from Netherlands, one from Japan, from Singapore, Malaysia, different parts of the world, 12 countries, one from Saudi Arabia. And part of it was public speaking skills. And today, as we know, that research tells us that what you speak on the stage, the matter carries only 7% weightage. 93% is presentation skills, how you modulate your
tone of voice, physiology,
gestures, it's all put together. So part of the training is this. And second part of the training is how you manage your lecture. The beginning, the introduction, the content, the body of the lecture, the ending, and then how you use the Quranic verses, how you use the biblical verses. So as part of a training, this is the one phase. The second phase also goes into question answer session. Once you know how to give a talk, that's one part of it. Then how you train yourself for a question answer session. So we tell a person, for example, a person is giving a talk on Quran and science. So he should, what he gives in the speech, not whatever he knows he can give in the speech. The speech should be approximately 10% of the knowledge he has. And he should do a research of all the verses in the Quran dealing with science. Then pick up all the hadith dealing with science. So that in his speech, if he has quoted about maybe 50 verses, he should be knowing another at least 200 verses of the Quran, talking about science. And he should try and find out what questions can be asked. So he does his homework. So he prepares his own set of questions, that these are the 50 questions I presume that can be asked. So in a lecture, maybe there are 15 questions that are asked. So initially, out of 15, maybe 12 would be from your set of questions.
He can test that with a small group of people instead of going with a big audience. So because if he failed on stage with big audience, then it will be very...
Now it's detrimental. Previously, when there was no social media, no internet, it could have been hidden. But now, it is detrimental. So, but naturally, he should be very careful. And a da'i, you should see to it that he should make as less mistakes as possible. But human being cannot make mistakes. But if he trains himself, so what we have an organization in Bombay. We have lectures on Sunday. So our students in our school are trained from the age of 4. We train them in public speaking, how to handle the microphone, how to do modulation. So our children from the school that we have, they are trained in public speaking right from the age of 4.
They will be molded, I mean, from 4 years of age.
And they have no stage fear, alhamdulillah. So in this way, they have an opportunity where we have lectures weekly in organization with question answer session. And the questions asked in our organization are all PhD questions. So audience is small, maybe 50, 100, but they're trained. So these students, when they have the most toughest question in a small audience, they get trained and then they can go into the ocean.